Hi, welcome to the new video segment that we're going to be doing every week. It's going to be called Dear Frank, and Valerie is co-author of the new book called Dear Frank, and so she's going to be asking the questions or repeating some of the questions we have on the website. So it's going to be the Valerie and Frank show. Let's get started.
Sure, well, first up this week was Brent's question about the USGA and the grooves. At what point does he have to switch from one set of grooves to the other? What's the impact for his game and his bag?
Well, Brent, you've really pushed my hot button, and I do suggest that everybody who's watching this go to the text of the Q&A and you'll have all the details there. But in essence, what's happened is the USGA decided that the best players in the world, like Tiger, are not being penalized enough for getting in the rough. And so they decided to change the groove specification. Now, there are alternatives. You could grow the rough, or on the other hand, you could have a condition of competition just for those events. And that is what I suggest they do, just to prove that there is a problem and they've been able to solve it. Now, if they don't, if the results are that the problem has not been solved, then they can scrap it at that point, and they don't have to affect everybody. At the present time, every golfer is going to be affected because of about 150 golfers. So I'm very upset, and my hot button is hot, and I'm going to be talking to the USGA about it. I've tried, and don't seem to be listening. There's absolutely no transparency in this particular case.
And what we're doing is we've got a bunch of letters that we're going to be sending off to the USGA. So if you feel strongly about this issue and would like to share your thoughts with the USGA, please send us an email at inquiries@frankliegolf.com, and we'll go ahead and add your letters to the vast compilation that we've put together already. So
quite right.
Okay,
let's have another one.
Now on to the next question. And this was a great question from David with regard to Ben Hogan. And would Ben Hogan have benefited from using a long putter?
Well, as you know, I spent a little time with Ben Hogan. I was meant to be playing golf with him. It was in 1975, and unfortunately, it snowed in Fort Worth, and that was crazy. A real bummer. So we had to spend 4 hours in his office talking about equipment. I never talked about his accident, and I never really talked about his putting either. Ben Hogan was a good putter. He wasn't a bad putter. He was good. He wasn't great. His forte was really from the tee to the green, and everybody knew that. Nobody was better than Ben Hogan was, and I don't think anybody will ever be. However, the long putter would really not have helped him. I think I've said it a couple of times that a long putter will make a good putter out of a bad putter, but not a great putter out of a good putter. So I don't think Ben Hogan would have actually benefited from using a long putter. And because he was such a traditionalist, I found out from one of his good friends that he would not have used it anyway because of that.
Did you get any swing tips from Ben when you met him? I mean, just like a couple?
Unfortunately, not in his office. I mean, if it had been out on the golf course like we'd hoped, then I probably would have. But no, unfortunately not. It was a marvelous opportunity, though.
Absolutely, great. Well, from one snow story to another, we head up to Boston, Massachusetts this weekend to the Boston Golf Expo. So we hope that for those of you who are up in Boston or the Massachusetts area, you'll join us. Frank will be doing a few seminars, and we'll have our Frankly Frog putters there. So be sure to stop by the booth and say hello if you have an opportunity.
Yes, and if you like this segment, this is our first. I'm sure it'll get a lot better, but if you like it, please let us know. It'll always be helpful to get a few extra little hints, and if it's constructive. Next one we're going to be doing from here in Orlando, but after that we're going to be going to Scotland, so we'll do it from there, and then on to South Africa. So please let us know what you think. We really appreciate it.